Welcome to another episode of Living a Beautiful Life. My name is Jessica Julex, the amazing lady. I am feeling pretty amazing to be back on the channel. How have you been? I missed you guys. Yes, it was just last week, but it feels like ages. What's up with you guys? Hope you're having a good time. You always remember that you owe it yourself to be happy. I always say that. Do not let your happiness depend on the things you need and when you achieve them, because if your happiness depends on the things you want and when you meet them, you will always be unhappy. Because if you remember everything you have now, you once prayed and needed them like, this is all I need. Now you have it, you still want something more. So if you let your happiness depend on the things you need and when you get them, you will always need something. It doesn't matter what you need. When you get it, you want something more. So let your happiness come from within. And most importantly, you should understand that everything you have now, some people are really longing to have them. Where you are right now, a lot of people are wishing to be at that level. So you have to appreciate where you are now and be happy with yourself. So welcome to another episode. Thank you so much to all my friends who have been supporting my vlog, sharing the videos, those who subscribed, those who have been checking out the videos. I really appreciate all of you. All right. A friend of mine, after checking out some of my videos, said, wow, I love your videos, but you know the one I like most? It is high perfectionist. I said, why? He said, because it was more like you were talking to me. It was just like you were talking to me. You made a lot of points there and I could relate with almost everything you were saying, because I used to have a lot of problems with people, you know. And when I wanted to get married, before I could choose the wife I want to marry now, it was very difficult for me because every little thing upsets me. I expect everybody to be perfect, like just be fine the way I do things, come to things, do things orderly and all of that. It just continued. But personally, it reminded me of one of the topics I treated in my radio shows, and that is compatibility and complementing in relationships. The truth is, everybody wants a perfect partner. When you want to get married, you're actually looking for someone who will fit in at least 80% of what you always anticipated, okay? To be, some people actually want 90%, 65%, some people actually want 100%, fine. But the truth is, everybody has got some things that you really want to see in the person you want to be in that relationship with. So you find out that compatibility is actually a very important tool, a very, very important thing to consider. How compatible are you with this person? If you meet a marriage coach or a counselor before you get married, they will ask you, how compatible are you with this guy? Okay, are you compatible with that lady? And there are a lot of things that determine the compatibility. Some people they have priorities. Okay, some people talk about religion. Some people will tell you they can't marry anybody who is not worshiping in the same church with them. To them, that religious compatibility is a very, very important tool. Okay, it is very important. They believe that maybe they have to go to the church together, hear the word together, believe in the same thing, and it will help them, harness their lives. Some people would say, I can't marry anybody who is not from my town. We're not even talking about states now, maybe Yoruba state, Lagos, or it's from their town, basically, because they want to cook their local dishes, especially the guys. They want to always marry girls from their side. And some people will tell you it means nothing. I can even marry someone who is not a Nigerian. So that is why I said it's based on priorities. They want to cook their local food, speak their local languages, come to the village. They wouldn't judge their culture because they are all part of it. Some people want professional compatibility. People who have, maybe, let me say, medical doctor. They want to marry a nurse or someone who is in the health line, so that they can get along, so that they can understand when they are talking, when they are gisting, they will always flow. A lot of them, age, some people will not marry some people who are certain age. Some people will tell you it is nothing, and a whole lot of them. Now, if you really check the definition of compatibility, it is the state by which two things exist together or perform together without any problem or conflict at all. And now you ask, Is it really possible for two people to, exist, perform, live together without any conflict at all? Well, it could be possible, but then you should understand that we are all human beings, and a lot of things contribute to the way we act towards a fellow human being. Sometimes it could just be stress, sickness, pregnancy, a lot of things. When you're now living with somebody in a house, a lot of things could make you, react to things maybe on a normal day you would not react to, and all of that. So, but I think that the actual meaning of compatibility, okay, is that these two people are able to get along very well. They can easily interact about a whole lot of things because they share some common identities. Yes, so it's more like a foundation, okay, which will now enable you to work on every other thing in that relationship. So that is why I said it is more like a foundation. It is not everything. Now, if you've actually got a perfect match, let's just take for instance perfect match, you've actually got that, there is still the aspects of work, the everyday routine in the relationship, things you have to work on every day, like things happen today, families, in-laws, culture, work, how to balance and reconcile everything every day in the relationship. That is where complement comes in. Yes, complement comes in, and complement is simply being a better half. It has to do with completeness, wholesomeness, like being the perfect side of your partner, those things which you can't change about your partner, learning how to manage them, learning how to deal with those excesses and differences, because the truth is everybody differ. No matter how much compatible you are with your partner, you both are different. You've got your own way of reacting to things, you have your own way you act towards things, you've got your own perceptions. Even if you see identical twins, sometimes they still have conflicts among themselves because they have differences. Yes, and when you're getting into any relationship, you should have that in mind. Focusing on getting the perfect match wouldn't just solve all the problem. That is just like a baseline, the foundation. The main work of the building is the everyday activity in the relationship. And of course, there is no way everything will be perfect. Like both of you will have the same ideology about everything. Let's take for instance now, when you have actually found that's your perfect match, that's your God sent, okay? And let me just take for instance, in their house, they do lots of frying. They fry chicken, they fry tomatoes, they fry fish, they fry ogbono. I've seen people that fry ogbono, they fry okra, they fry egusi. They do lots of frying in their house. It's okay by them, they enjoy their meal. But now you have got to marry this person, or you've got to be in a serious relationship with this person. Now, and maybe in your own house, you have this case of not even wanting to fry anything at all. You have a way of doing okra, egusi, even tomatoes, everything without frying. Maybe because of health, or maybe because of your own way of life. Yeah. And now you have to live in the same house with this person. You just have to come to a point of still complementing those things. They are just within themselves, and sometimes they do not have all the control about them. Maybe we should forget about frying the meats, just fry the tomatoes a little so that both of us can get along, so that both of us can enjoy the meal instead of cooking two different pots. There are a lot of things, maybe to them it is just a normal way of life, but you're coming together. It's a very important thing to understand that you yourself have an aspect that your partner is actually dealing with. You have an XX too. So it is very important when you are getting into that relationship, understand that compatibility is not just everything. You have to work every day on it. That is complementing. If you have a partner who always spreads clothes everywhere, like just spread clothes everywhere, like removes the shoe here, the socks here, coat here, and everything, and you already like to arrange everything. I have this friend of mine, when you enter her house, everything is set. She folds all the clothes, covers the plates, everything is so in set. You understand? To them, those your neatness is nothing. They can just appreciate that, but the truth is they are happy with themselves. This is your clothes that you pressed very well and kept, and that their own they just rumpled and dropped. They are the same thing. It doesn't even make any difference for them. So but that is them. So you have to decide maybe how to deal with and just make sure that you get along with your partner. Maybe you decide to ignore some things, or you call for dialogue, maybe talk about some things, or you decide to make jest of them. You understand? Maybe in a funny way. Ha, you're back. This one here, this one here. You can just talk about it. The truth is, life could be very boring if both of you are actually doing the same thing. Like everybody is so in order, everybody is so kind. You know, people can easily dupe you. But if someone is just very, very easy to give out, and the other person is like, no, we don't have. We must not spend now. This and that. Maybe you come back to think about it, and you come out, arrive at the right action to take. That is actually the good side of not really being the same with your partner, and I think it's what we should embrace. Yes, so you have to enjoy those aspects that both of you share together, and then still embrace the differences and just try to know how to make very good use of them. Okay, so that is the aspect of complement. In fact, the complement is actually complementing that compatibility that both of you have. The ideal thing is that both of you can actually get along easily. Both of you can actually talk about many things. The aspect of complementing is the day-to-day activities which you have to work on in order to maintain a very sweet and a beautiful relationship. So maybe for my friend who's looking for a perfect partner, if you actually get to that point where you found, the work doesn't end there. So do not think that getting to meet that perfect person you think she's perfect or he is perfect for you means that every other thing is going to be fine. And maybe when you now see those excesses, maybe snoring or, you know, extravagant spending and everything, they just take you to the walls, and maybe you just get frowned and you get tensed up with those things. There are certain things you just can't change about your partner, and you got to manage them. Always remember that there is a part of you too which they are dealing with. I think that is the baseline. You're looking for someone who's from your town. The person from your town is not in the same church, doesn't worship in the same church. The one that worships in the same church is not educated. The other person who's educated doesn't speak well. The other person who speaks well is not caring. The other one who is not caring is this. After so many searches, and you finally arrive at this, and it's just those excesses and differences that you have to deal with in the relationship. I think the issue is just to be patient with them while they work things out with you in order to make sure that both of you have a good relationship. So compatibility works fine, but you have to complement your partner in order to keep a very sweet and beautiful relationship. Remember the compatibility with the complement we are talking about here. The complement, the action word of it, complement, which is being a better half of a partner, you know, being a complete side of your partner. So thank you so much guys for watching. I will chat with you on the next episode. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram. Feel free to drop your comments right there in the comment section. I always like to hear from you. So be the best in your relationship. Enjoy those things that you share together, but make sure that you manage those things you just can't change. All the best to you, friends. See you on the next episode. Goodbye.